called my book Get Your Public Speaking Mojo Back Forever because I didn't want to use the word fear, anxiety, nerves, or any of those really negative words that I think become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you start thinking about nerves and anxiety and fear, and then you start talking about nerves, anxiety and fear, pretty soon you start feeling nerves, anxiety and fear, and that's not what this book is about. This book is about building your self-esteem and getting back the pleasure of public speaking and starting to enjoy it. So quite early on in the book I deal with that. I explain that I'm not interested in what happened to you in the past, any bad experiences that you had that made you feel bad about yourself as a speaker. We're going to kind of deal with that, and we're going to park it and we're going to leave it in the past because that's where it belongs. Instead, we're on a journey towards building self-esteem, feeling better about ourselves as communicators, and getting back that mojo, that sense of, yeah, I can do this, I'm really good at it, and I enjoy it. Well, I decided to write this book because I found there was a gap in the market. There wasn't a book like this, which is about getting your public speaking mojo back. It's not a book for people who are terrified of public speaking. It's a book for really any professional person who has spoken in the past, and it was all right. I mean, maybe it went well a couple of times, but other times it hasn't gone so well. And they're not sure why that is, but they kind of decided public speaking is not for me, I don't like it, I don't want to think about it. And when you take that approach to it, you're always going to head for a bad experience again, because it's inevitable that if you hold a middle or senior position, you'll be asked to speak again, probably at short notice, and you won't be ready. And so this book is for people who are capable of speaking but don't like it, don't enjoy it. And because they don't like it and don't enjoy it, they bring all of that as baggage onto stage with them. So my book is aimed at helping them to turn that situation around, understand what's going on in their minds, and to start putting on a much better performance that they also enjoy, as well as giving a lot of value back to the audience, who are the most important people in all of this, after all. Well, I'm led by my clients. What my clients tell me that they need, what they tell me that they want, and how they react to the things that I tell them and I show them. My clients can come to me sometimes with a very defined goal in mind. They need to, they've got a job interview coming up, they need to speak at a wedding or a funeral, they've got an important presentation coming up. Other times it's kind of knowing that they want to just be better at communicating. It's very clear that having good communication skills is linked to advancement within your career. You're more likely to get a promotion, and more likely to be noticed if you're happy about speaking in public, even if that just means speaking up in meetings or speaking up well in networking situations, which people do find difficult as well. So I recognise that not many people teach this stuff the way that I do. My clients often said to me that I teach them the exact opposites of what other speaking coaches teach them, and that what I teach them works, which is it's fantastic, absolutely wonderful. So it was about time I put that into a book so that many more people could start to benefit from what I'm teaching my clients who work with me one-to-one. I'd really like to challenge this idea that anybody is born a natural public speaker, because I don't believe that it's true. I'm very often told that I'm a natural speaker, naturally good at this. That's absolute nonsense. If you'd have known me 20 years ago, I was just the same as every other person who hates public speaking. I felt no one's interested in what I've got to say, that I'm not being very clear, that I'm not very good at expressing my ideas, and all of those things that I think all of us feel. I'm very keen through my book to help people to understand that public speaking is a skill set. It's not even just one skill. It's not just about projecting. It's not just about the narrative arc, the story that you tell. It's about lots of things. But most of all, it's about what goes on in here. It's about your mindset, and it's the mindset that you bring to the stage. And two very important elements of what I go on to explain in the book are about how you do your practicing. It is about practice, 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 and preparation, 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 those old cliches, but it's in a particular way. And it's this particular way that may be new to the readers of my book. And the other important element is to have a pre-talk routine. That's how you get yourself into the mindset to give the performance of your life every time. Yeah, I believe that anybody can be a brilliant public speaker, but I'll tell you what makes the difference between people who are and people who aren't. It's commitment. That's it. In a word, it's commitment. Now, you can come to me and work with me, and I will show you everything that I do to enable me to be a great, successful public speaker who achieves the aims I set out to achieve. And you can do those things or not do them. And sometimes when I'm working with clients and we're part way through the process, they say, "Oh, Julie, it's not working, I can't do it." And I ask them, "Are you practicing as regularly as I've suggested? And are you practicing in the way that I've suggested?" And you know what? The answer is no. Well, there you are. Start practicing, even though you don't feel like it. Start doing these exercises that we've been through together, even though you think you don't need to, because it's in the doing of these practices, in doing them in this certain way that I've taught you and that are listed in the book, that will make the difference. It is about commitment. It's the same with anything. If you want to perfect any skill, you've got to commit to it. Same as when you learnt to walk when you were a baby. You know, when you learnt to walk, did you fall down and that was it? I thought, this isn't for me. No, you kept going, you got up, you committed to practicing because you really wanted that goal of independence. It's just the same with public speaking. I wanted to write a book that people will actually use, but I'm not naive about it. And a lot of people buy so-called self-development books and then put them on a shelf and don't look at them again and just hope that somehow what's in the book will transfer to them without them actually doing anything. So I'm very realistic about my book. I don't expect people to read it from cover to cover and absorb everything in there. So I've put into the book 50 exercises to help you to get your public speaking mojo back forever. And I don't expect you to do all 50. You don't have to do all 50. You can just do one or two, or whatever most appeals to you. But the important thing is that rather than just reading a book and absorbing my opinion on things, you can apply these exercises, you can do these exercises, and you can work out for yourself what they mean for you. And you can observe for yourself the difference that they make in your life. They may affect not just your ability to speak in public, but other areas of your life where you communicate, perhaps with friends or family or your boss if you're after that pay rise, all sorts of situations. And I'm really excited to hear the feedback from people who try these exercises to see how you get on and what difference they make to you. But it's totally up to you. All I've tried to do for you is put together in a book loads of ideas that will make a difference in your life. The difference that they make really is up to you. I decided that video was going to be really important because a book on its own can actually be quite intimidating. You know, the book is about speaking, so it all being written down in words, it doesn't really make sense to me. It needs to have somebody actually speaking, i.e. me, to bring it all to life. Also, I hope that people reading the book will want to work with me and start that journey with me to become great public speakers. And so it's important that you see me and you can make some decisions about whether I'm somebody you would like to work with. I can work face to face with you, or I can work via Skype over the internet as well, and that works just as well. But I put these exercises together in the form of video so you can really see what they mean. They really come off the page at you. And it also helps with that feedback loop, so you can write comments on my YouTube channel letting me know what you thought. Did it work for you? Did it not? How did it work? What was the consequence? And I can respond to that, so we can have a conversation that I know other people will also get a lot of value from. It's important to understand the difference between confidence and self-esteem. I think some people think those two terms are interchangeable. They're not. Your confidence is how good you are at doing something. So somebody might, for example, be really good at tennis, really, really good. However, they might think, well, I'll never be as good as my hero. and I'll probably lose, and I probably won't come in the top 10, so it's not worth trying. I'm just going to play at home by myself and not get involved. And that is low self-esteem. So you may know an awful lot about your subject. It might be brilliant. Other people in your industry may say, gosh, you're so good, you know so much. You know, let's hear it, please share it with us. But the voice inside your head, your negative self-talk, is your low self-esteem saying, oh, but I'll probably get something wrong. Oh, but I'm not as up-to-date as I should be. Oh, well, somebody will be in the audience who I really respect and they're going to think I'm an idiot. That's a very common one. Or just nobody will be interested in what I have to say. I focus it in the book on all of this because it's so important to challenge that and ask yourself, is that actually true? Or is the truth that I'm just a bit scared? And in fact, the reality is that people are really interested in what I have to say, and for a wide range of reasons. For example, if we tackle this one around everybody else in the room is cleverer than me, they may well be, but so what? Because being cleverer than you doesn't mean that they're fully up to date with all the developments in your subject area that you know about. Also, you have the filter of your own unique experience. A lot of academics, they're always in the lab or with other academics, and they kind of operate within a vacuum. And when you can come and speak to them about, well, this is how this stuff applies in my life, you're enabling them to have these amazing eureka light bulb moments, and I see it all the time. You see the penny drop for them when they realise, this and this mean this. And they may not have had that moment had you not come out and spoken. If you're not sure, I mean, what I do to show you that I practice what I preach is I will regularly go and speak to groups of really clever scientific boffins, or maybe groups at the Chartered Institute of IT, where I know for sure I am nowhere near the IQ level that these people have. And as audiences, they're lovely, they're absolutely wonderful, because they don't often meet somebody like me, and I can bring them a perspective and also the latest kind of thinking, I suppose, from the real world, and they find that fascinating. So that's wonderful. And that's for a group that you might think, oh, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. Being able to get over that feeling enables you to actually help more people. And there's plenty of exercises in the book to help you with that. My hope for the book is that people will read it, not just buy it, read it, and apply a couple of the exercises and let me know how they get on with them. That's what's of interest to me. The book is, yes, it's pages and it's got words on it, words on the pages, but really what interests me is what it becomes and what it achieves and how people use it in their own lives to make things happen. That's what's exciting to me. I do a lot of public speaking, and people often very kindly say to me, oh, your talk was very inspiring. I hear that word a lot, inspiring. And I ask them, oh really, well, what did I inspire you to do? And if they can't answer, then I'm unhappy, because inspiring means action. So what I want from this book is action. I want to hear that people have tried something, and good or bad, hear what they did as a result of it. I'm also very keen for people to understand that this is a long game. I'm never looking for overnight changes. Life is not like that. We're very impatient these days, I think. I like when I speak somewhere and then maybe 18 months later someone will come up to me and say, I was at a talk you gave year before last, and as a consequence of that we now do things differently in our company. That's wonderful. That's what I'm after, and that's a prize that's worth waiting for. So with my book, I don't expect anything to change overnight. You may buy it, put it on a shelf, read it 18 months later, and suddenly it does something wonderful for you. Fantastic. Just please make sure that you tell me about it. I'm inspired by all sorts of people, but they may not be people that you think. I'm not inspired particularly by athletes or people who've climbed mountains or anything like that. I'm inspired by people who put on great performances, who are always 100% on when they're in front of their audiences. I talk in the book about Adamant, who I really admired as I was growing up. Right now there's a band called Vintage Trouble, who I always go and see live whenever they're in the UK, they're American, and they always, all four of them, it's a four-piece band, they really give it everything. They give it 100% all the time, and you really feel that they're connected with you as an audience, and they care. They're bothered about you having a good time, and that's wonderful. And I try and bring that to the stage when I'm speaking to my audience, so my audience can feel that I see them. I really see them, and I really care about the experience that they're having, and that I'm very present with them. Presence is an idea I keep coming back to in the book. It doesn't just mean turning up. Being present means being fully aware to the experience that your audience is having while you're speaking to them. It's hugely important. If you can nail presence, a wonderful speaker you will be. For more information, visit my website, publicspeakingmojo.co.uk. And if you haven't got a copy already, get my book, Get Your Public Speaking Mojo Back Forever, 50 Imaginative Ideas to help you communicate with confidence. It's published by Britain's next bestseller.